This grainy security camera videotape graphically depicts the last few moments of 15-year-old Latasha Harlins' life.
Store owner Soon Ja-do thought 15-year-old Latasha Harlins was going to steal some orange juice.
One Saturday morning, Latasha Harlins, a 15-year-old, strolled to a nearby market in south-central Los Angeles, just a short 5-minute walk from her home. Her purpose was simple: to purchase a bottle of orange juice. The owner of the market, Soon Ja-do, who was born in Korea, noticed the orange juice protruding from Harlins' backpack and wrongly assumed she was attempting to steal it, even though the teenager had money in her hand. A brief altercation ensued, during which Do grabbed a .38 caliber handgun and fatally shot Harlins in the back of her head. Tragically, she died instantly as a result of the gunshot.
She had the money in her hand. You could see the money in the videotape. And the suspect grabbed the backpack, and there became a physical altercation over the backpack. And as our victim turned to walk away from the scene, the suspect raised a weapon and shot the victim in the back of the head.
1 year later, the residents of Harlins' neighborhood expressed their fury by taking to the streets. They chanted her name while setting fire to hundreds of businesses owned by Koreans. This uprising left an indelible mark on Los Angeles, forever altering the city's landscape and social dynamics. Latasha Harlins was brought into this world on July 14, 1975 in St. Louis, Illinois. At the tender age of 6, her family moved to south-central Los Angeles. Whenever you venture elsewhere, there's this anticipation for things to improve, expressed Latasha's grandmother, Ruth Harlins. You cling to your dreams? However, those dreams were destined to be shattered. Merely 4 years after the family found solace in their Los Angeles apartment, tragedy struck when Latasha's mother, Crystal, fell victim to a fatal shooting in a local nightclub. Latasha's tears flowed each time she passed the nearby cemetery. I suppose it reminded her of her mom, revealed her cousin Shinice, even though she's not laid to rest there. Following her mother's tragic passing, Latasha and her 2 siblings were entrusted to the care of their grandmother. During this period, the neighborhood grappled with its own set of challenges. Racial tensions soared, particularly between the Korean store owners and the economically disadvantaged black residents. Persistent frustrations among black customers stemmed from perceived rudeness and price hikes by Korean store clerks, coupled with the store owners' reluctance to employ black staff members. Adding to the neighborhood's tension was the relentless presence of city-sanctioned surveillance violence. Operation Hammer, launched in 1987 by the LAPD, involved large-scale police sweeps targeting suspected gang members in impoverished areas. Between 1986 and 1990, the LAPD faced 83 lawsuits for excessive force, resulting in settlements totaling at least $15,000. Merely 2 weeks before Latasha Harlins visited Do's Empire Liquor Market, Rodney King, an African-American man, was pulled over by 4 LAPD officers for speeding. They discharged taser stun darts at him twice and proceeded to subject him to a brutal beating with batons before finally handcuffing him. This violent encounter resulted in severe injuries for King, including multiple skull fractures, broken bones and teeth, and permanent brain damage. Footage of the altercation was delivered to a local television station, sparking widespread outrage both domestically and internationally. The day preceding Latasha Harlins' tragic death, the 4 officers involved were officially charged with felony assault. Latasha Harlins received a caution from her grandmother, advising her to only enter Empire Liquor if she intended to buy something. The pervasive knowledge of the mistreatment black customers faced from the Korean proprietors led many to steer clear of the establishment whenever possible. However, on the morning of March 16, 1991, Latasha had indeed planned to make a purchase. She embarked on a short journey to the market and selected a $1.79 bottle of orange juice. After placing it in her backpack, where it protruded visibly, she proceeded to the counter. As recounted by a young witness named Ismail Ali, who was present in the store with his older sister at the time, the middle-aged Soon Ja-do immediately accused the girl of attempting to steal her orange juice, shouting, "You bitch, you are trying to steal my orange juice." In response, Harlins raised her hand, revealing $2 bills, and clarified her intention to pay. However, Du seized the girl by her sweater, initiating a struggle between the two. Despite Harlins' plea to be released, shouting let me go, Du maintained her grip. To break free, the 15-year-old struck Du in the face 4 times, causing her to fall. She then retrieved the juice from the floor, placed it on the counter, and proceeded to walk away from the store. She was attempting to leave the store, recounted Latasha Harlins, Ali's sister and another witness. While Harlins had her back turned, Du reached for her gun and directed it toward the back of her head. With a pull of the trigger, Harlins collapsed to the ground. The response to Harlins' tragic death was immediate and impassioned. Black residents rallied outside the Empire Liquor Market in protest, leading to Sunja Du's arrest. Months later, in the Los Angeles courtroom during the trial, the Harlins family occupied the front row, hoping for justice. A security camera footage captured the entire heartbreaking incident on grainy, soundless film. This is not a fictional portrayal on television or in movies, Deputy District Attorney Roxane Carvajal emphasized before presenting the tape in court. This is reality. You will witness Latasha's death. You will see her life taken before your eyes. Despite the jury's verdict of guilty for voluntary manslaughter and their recommendation of the maximum prison term of 16 years, white judge Joyce Carlin opted for a lighter sentence of probation, 400 hours of community service, and a $500 fine for Du.
I know a criminal when I see one. I know a person who presents a danger to the community when I see one. When I don't, I treat that person as something other than that.
Consequently, Du was set free. This justice system falls short of true justice, expressed Harlins' grandmother outside the courtroom. They have taken the life of my granddaughter. The community's anger simmered, remaining palpable, until April 1992 when the verdict was delivered for the assailants of Rodney King. Following the exoneration of the 4 police officers who brutally assaulted Rodney King that fateful night in 1991, the predominantly white jury's decision ignited a long-simmering rage within the South Central community. Streets erupted into protests, riots, and chaos, marked by fires and gunfire. For 5 tumultuous days, Los Angeles descended into chaos, with the LAPD largely absent as the city grappled with its own turmoil. Latasha Harlins' name echoed through the streets as enraged residents targeted Korean-owned businesses, including Sunja Du's Empire Liquor.
Trying to protect their businesses from any contingency. Once again, I repeat, this is an unedited video tape.
Eventually, the escalating violence prompted the deployment of 2,000 troops from the California National Guard, bringing an end to the 1992 riots. However, the toll was devastating. Over 50 lives lost, more than 2,000 injured, and the city left reeling from $1 billion in damages. Following the riots, a federal trial brought some accountability for 2 of the LAPD officers involved in Rodney King's assault, resulting in a 30-month prison sentence. However, justice remained elusive for Latasha Harlins. In the aftermath of her tragic death, rapper Tupac Shakur ensured that Latasha's memory endured, offering a semblance of justice by ensuring her name was never forgotten. He honored the memory of the 15-year-old girl by dedicating his track, Keep Your Head Up, to her and including her name in several of his other songs. In Something to Die For, he sings, Latasha Harlins, remember that name, 'cause a bottle of juice ain't something to die for. The killing of Latasha Harlins has been the subject of numerous documentaries and books, including the documentary A Love Song for Latasha by Sophia Nali Allison, which premiered at the 2020 Tribeca Film Festival. The case also highlighted issues of racial profiling, fear, and bias in law enforcement and society. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe to our channel and comment your thoughts.